Veteran broadcaster and radio personality Gil Bailey is dead. Gil Bailey died from the dreaded coronavirus, COVID 19. Very pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of Industries with Big Stone. Veteran broadcaster and radio personality Gil Bailey died in the United States this morning. His death was a result of the dreaded coronavirus, multiple sources have confirmed. Bailey, who with his wife Pat hosted the Gil and Bailey show, was awarded the Order of Distinction by the Jamaican government. He's credited with paving the way for many of those radio here at this point. Let's find out who Gil Bailey really was. In a newspaper article in 2018, Gil Bailey was described as the Godfather. When Gil Bailey started his career as a disc jockey in 1970, the American areas were still virgin territory for reggae music. As the Jamaican population in Brooklyn and the Bronx grew, there was a need for a familiar voice on radio. Known as the Godfather, Bailey launched his Gil Bailey show 48 years ago. Later, he and his wife Pat co-hosted the Gil and Pat Bailey show on Caribbean radio stations in the Big Apple, servicing the tri-state area, which also include New Jersey and Connecticut, with programs that showcased a mix of reggae, calypso, soca, and gospel music. Pat, whom he married in 1969, died in December 2016 at age 77. Bailey has been off the air since, but recall his trailblazing days on New York radio stations like WHBI, WNWK, and WPAT. In an interview with the newspaper, back then you could count on one hand how many of us were on radio. I was able to corner and capture the Caribbean audience, since folks from back home was dying to hear anything yard talk and yard music, he said. Things have changed significantly. You could say and get away with far more then than now. The type of music has also gone from where the more mature audience long for the oldies but goodies. I'm known for to what I would say is young and people music, Bailey explained. The internet has also taken a slice off what radio used to be. People would rather listen to radio than go to the internet. Now they may go to the internet over radio. Jamaicans moving to the United Kingdom in the 1960s had a much easier time in terms of hearing their music. Millie Small, Desmond Dekker, and Prince Buster had national hit songs, they which made ska and rocksteady palatable for some radio programmers on stations like the BBC. Bailey notes that was far from the case in the Big Apple. It really was much tougher in the 1970s in New York, since more Caribbean people migrated to the UK and Europe. The difficulty was our music was seen as competition to R&B, etc. But the hippies, ganja-smoking crowd embraced Bob Marley and reggae as a great protest music. So reggae got bigger and better, he said. Steady migration of West Indians to New Jersey and Connecticut during the late 1970s and early 80s resulted in an emergence of Caribbean radio stations in those states. New York City remained the hub, and Bailey and Ken Williams were the big names on reggae radio. However, the playlists were limited. It was never difficult to get radio bosses to play Bob Marley, Burning Spear, and Peter Tosh. At Let's Play, said Bailey, he believes a major turning point for Caribbean music in the region came in the 1980s. Thousands of Caribbean people flowed into New York City boroughs, leading to an explosion of club, record store, and gradual acceptance by the Americans of their culture. It was a different scene when Gil Bailey migrated there in 1966 from his native St. Thomas. There was a little Jamaican or West Indian present in New York City, and when he debuted on WHBI as an inexperienced announcer, even his compatriots made fun of his accent. Bailey used to see reggae, dancehall influence, the birth of hip hop in the early 1980s, and get played on mainstream stations in major urban markets such as the East and West Coast. He relishes the thought of a comeback, but he never returned to radio. He acknowledges his good fortune. The high of my career was someone like me with no college education, masterfully being on radio for more than 45 years and providing radio experience so that many with college education could follow. I was able to make a comfortable living for my wife and my family. I can remember, ladies and gentlemen, I migrated myself to the United States on August 15, 1980. I was just a young man, 23 years old. Life in the Big Apple was very scary to the point that there was not too much Jamaican flowing into the streets. But guess what? By the time it turned 1981, 1982, there were Jamaicans everywhere. An opportunity of listening to Gil Bailey plays. He was such a wonderful individual. Gil Bailey, your experience, your thoughts, your funny ideas, your jokes kept me as a young man keeping my head high. I want to thank you, Gil Bailey. I never had an opportunity of meeting you in person, but your voice still permeates my brain up until this day. Mr. Bailey, I am proud of you, proud of your achievement, proud of the fact that you came from the parish of Paul Bogle, proud of the fact that you was a Jamaican. And with that, you have made not just me, living in the United States of America in the 1980s, proud, but all of Jamaica very proud. And to your families, I know your wife is deceased, but to the rest of the Gil Bailey family, I offered my condolences, and we here in Jamaica mourn the loss of the Godfather. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I do hope you can have a great day. Thank you.